Hey guys, it's me again in the kitchen because that's where I do all my work unless I'm in my office. But I wanted to see how you guys are feeling and give you a little update on something that I did when I first got sick, and it's not expensive. I went to a doctor for this, but you guys can look it up yourself because it's non-harming. So basically, I don't know if you guys know about homeopathy, but it's been around for a really long time, and there are homeopaths all over the place, and you probably should get an appointment with them. I'm not telling you not to, but in case funds are an issue, you can look a lot of this stuff up online. But what I did was, well, a little bit about homeopathy. So homeopathy is this natural alternative to drugs that are pharmaceuticals, because it is the way that the homeopathic remedies are made is that they're a dilution of a substance. So what it means is that you're getting the energetic properties of a substance because they're diluted so much. So there's a guy named Heinemann who basically created what now is modern day homeopathy. And he has tons of case studies, and there's tons of books out there that you can look up to see which substances in a homeopathic form treat which symptoms. Now, a lot of homeopaths, and I'm not a homeopath, will tell you that they only use a particular style. So they'll only use one remedy at a time. And then, like, for example, I was emailing these guys in India who are homeopaths. They use 4 or 5 remedies at the same time. So none of it can harm you. But I would recommend looking up the research yourself. And I mean, I've never been harmed by any homeopathy, especially at these really low doses. So one of the things that I took actually was gadolinium, which is, people are like, well, how did you take gadolinium? If it hurt you, how did it help you? Well, you're not actually taking the substance. You're taking the energetic form. And what happens is that we want to treat like with like, and that's kind of how homeopathy works. So basically, one of the substances that I used in the beginning was Gadolinium 6C. And you can go ahead and look that up and see where you can get it. I also, that I think helps a lot. I took it, 2 or 3 times a day. Then I also took Arnica. I was very inflamed. I had a lot of inflammation because what happens in the mitochondria when you get this gadolinium poisoning is that they start to die. And what happens when they start to die? They create smoke. And the smoke is actually the inflammation in your body. So I was really inflamed. So Arnica is really good for that, and you can go to the Whole Foods to get that. That's for bruising, inflammation. I always have it in my bag for anything, especially even when my kids get a bump or a bruise or something like that. The other homeopathic remedy that I took was for the nerve issues, the nerve pain. A lot of people that have gadolinium disposition disease or have been inundated with symptoms have this type of neuropathy where they either have issues with this prickly tickling or really burning sensations, this burning pain. And I took for that, there's something called hypercampium. I'm going to look it up really quickly, but I'll look it up on my phone because I'm not really that prepared. I'm going to tell you guys how to spell it. That is actually used by dentists a lot. When people have root canals, it literally can save your teeth. I remember one time I went to the dentist and they said, oh, you need a root canal? And I was like, no way, I'm not getting a root canal. And I started taking this hypercampium. I don't even think I say it right. Hypercampium. I actually have it in the drawer over there, but hypercampium, homeopathic. Well, anyway, I'm going to write it in the notes, but yeah, that is something that is really, really good for nerve pain and head pain and things like that. Now, homeopathy can work really quickly or it can take a really long time. It just depends on how your body is taking in the energy. And one of the other things that's really important is that I'm of the belief, and after I got sick, I started really researching energy, right? Like I went on this whole kick where I learned about the mitochondria, and that's the physical energy, how our body physically makes energy. And then there's something else in our lives called subtle energy. And subtle energy is what happens, you can't measure it. This is the whole quantum physics idea. And so a lot of times when people are trying to heal themselves, there are other modalities that infiltrate the nervous system, like meditation or listening to music, that can calm our nervous system down to allow our bodies to then process the information that we are receiving. So we're getting information from these homeopathic remedies, and people can run around and say they don't work. Fine, they're not going to work for them. But in your mind, if you think they're going to work, pretty good chance they probably will. So you have to also be positive about it. And these are pretty inexpensive. So you can order them online from any homeopathic pharmacy. So one of the ones now, I'm feeling really good, and I don't know if you saw my last update, but I was started to take that methyl blue again. Well, I'm still taking it, and thank God I started losing a little bit of weight because I was really having this problem. I still have some metabolic challenges and some mitochondrial issues since I got sick, even though I feel so much better. I mean, I feel really bad for people that don't get better, because they can get better, and they're running around in these chat rooms and trying to see if doctors can get them better with pharmaceutical medicine, and that's not going to heal them. So we have to do things that heal us, that get our bodies to start to work better. And that's the whole idea of understanding what your mitochondria does, because you can mask pain with like all of these opioids. And I do recommend CBD, by the way, if it's something that you want and it helps you sleep. It's not bad for you. It is, I don't know if it's legal in every state though. So you have to be really careful about your laws. But in terms of pharmaceutical drugs, they're not helping your mitochondria out. So I get it. People need to go to work and they have to take something because they can't bear it. I totally understand that. I mean, I'm not telling people not to take what their doctor's giving them. But honestly, I mean, if you don't have to, if you didn't break your leg and you're not like in an accident, you don't really, that's, doctors are really good at putting people back together. I mean, really good. I mean, if I, God forbid, got in an accident, I'd want a doctor to put me back together. That's for sure. But in terms of like wellness and helping our bodies heal, they don't ever learn any of that stuff. And most people don't know about it because now the science just coming around to really understanding how it all works with the body. How does light work with the body? How does vibrations work with the body? I mean, there is science out there that shows that vibrations can kill cancer. So it's out there. We just have to figure out the research because they're not teaching it in medical school. Although I do have to say that one of the gentlemen that I follow, and I listen to his podcast, and why can't I remember his name? Hold on 1 second. I can put that down in the comments below also. He actually was showing that Kaiser Healthcare in California, I believe, started to do sound therapy with their patients that have pain. So the studies are now coming out, and sound is a really good way for your body to maintain organization. And once you have organization and your nervous system is calm, your body will take in energy and information quicker. And once your body is in a state that the energy in your body is being able to be made at a relatively normal state for what you originally had, if you were healthy before, then you're going to heal. I can tell you that. That's the way your body was designed. And I know everyone says, well, this metal should never be in your body, and it's terrible, and nobody should ever have this. And they're right, nobody should, but we have to move forward. We have to find ways to heal ourselves. Okay, so really quickly, the last thing I want to share for you, because we're on the topic of homeopathy. So I was taking the methyl blue, and I'm still going to take it, but I was able to get it in homeopathic form. So for those of you that are nervous about taking it, because it is actually, it's prescribed, so I kind of got it and I'm using it as a hack. You're not supposed to ingest it because it's the ones that you can get online are like for research only. I'm not advocating anybody do that to themselves. Disclaimer. But I will say that you can also get the homeopathic formula. So I just received methyl blue homeopathic. I did a 3C, and I also ordered 2 3Cs. I'm going to try the 3C because the way it works is sometimes, depending on what the situation is, lower doses are more potent than higher doses. but it's kind of, you play it by ear, or go to a homeopath and they'll tell you what to do. So that's kind of the information I have for you guys now. Please send me any questions. Again, I do longer consulting sessions over Skype or over Skype or iPhone, iChat with my company, and I can teach you guys more and more of the science behind it so you have a better understanding of how it really is all working in your body. So I appreciate your time. I want everyone to feel better. Have a great day.